Welcome, beautiful souls, to the Beyond the Belief podcast. I'm your host, Lavender Loveway. With each episode, I invite you personally to join me as we explore a belief. It might be a widely held idea or a forgotten truth, or perhaps even one that feels unknown or deeply contested. This is a sanctuary for exploration, a place to absorb, listen, and learn with an open heart. We're shedding the heaviness of right and wrong and ascending into the lightness of greater connection and expansive knowledge. Today's episode is no exception. This is another precious opportunity to find a little gem or two of wisdom that helps you reweave your own tapestry of truth. Your highest joy is your greatest abundance. Allow me to repeat. Your highest joy is your greatest abundance. I know for me, and I don't know if y'all can relate to this. Let me know in the comments if you can. I always felt and thought that my greatest joy, my highest joy, my most incredible joy was different or in a different place, in a different location than my greatest, most wonderful abundance. That these two things were not in parallel. That to succeed on this gorgeous world, I had to choose either abundance or joy. That me choosing the thing that I wanted to most do, that brought me the most joy, was not going to be the thing that would bring me the greatest abundance. And I lived that life for basically 41 years. Let's just say 40. This is probably the largest reminder that I have navigated through in my life experience thus far. And I wanted to share some highlights because as I was channeling the other day, I was asking my guides initially about it. And for me, realizing a very small thing, but somehow this made the parallel for me. If you're familiar with human design, there is a lovely gate 14, and specifically gate 14 building into this image, this promise, this connection that your highest abundance, your greatest abundance comes from where you are most excited, where you are most delighted, where you have the most passion and purpose for the thing that you're doing. And basically only through doing what your heart tells you or shares with you, aka doing the work you love, is where the greatest abundance resides. And it was reading that and understanding that about myself, and that being a gate that I do embody. It is defined for me in my body graph. But then inquiring more deeply with my guides. And this is what I want to share with you today, that those two things are actually one and the same. They are. And I feel like culturally, at least from my experience, where they became separate was somewhere in elementary school, maybe middle school, of hearing teachers or parents or those in some sort of authority sharing, well, if you do that, you're not going to make money. So you need to go to college. You need to do this. You need to study. You need to write all the needs tos and shoulds tos and all those fun things. And that was supposedly where you're going to make your money to care for yourself, to care for your family, to live a good life. And you got to get in with a good company so that you can get good retirement. There was a lot of programming that kind of went around that. But what I love is that my guides actually stated in this recent channeling session that they are providing me and providing you the exact programming for which is a foundational truth. So allow this to be, if you're looking at your belief system, this might be something you can choose to set down of what you've believed and pick this little gem right up. What they shared with me and reminded me of was that the universe, so our guides, the powers that be, conspire to support us. Imagine that. To ensure that we are most aligned with what is joyous and what brings out of us the most light, our authentic light. They shared, remember, you programmed yourself to receive monetary needs, the needs to function as a human on planet Earth. That comes from what you love, from what you are connected to with your heart. Now, what they ended up sharing, and I studied a lot about this in my work with QHHT and a lot of the lectures and books from the late Dolores Cannon, that we essentially, before we come into this incarnation, we sit down at a table somewhere near the central library, possibly, with the ascended masters, with our guides, and we plan out and basically program ourselves or outline the things that we want to equip ourselves with to walk into this incarnation to have success. And the combination of what I learned from Dolores as well as learned from my guides was essentially the reason why we have this pull, this inner pull towards something. And we have something that we love so wonderfully and beautifully and holistically and completely, is because that's part of the programming that we basically injected or inserted into our heart to help us as almost like a compass or a North Star of where we're going or where we need to go or where ultimately we need to be to accomplish the thing, to do the thing, to experience the thing, to remember how to do the thing that we set out to do in this incarnation. And so because we did this programming, if you will, we already sat down, we planned this out, we architected it. This is why our guides are supporting us. This is why we have a team of guides. And I use guides as just a universal term of anyone who is on the other side of the veil. Those guides could be your angels, guardian angels. They could be family members that have departed and transitioned basically to the other side of the veil. They could be short-term, long-term, lifelong. There's a lot of variables, but their ultimate mission is to help us achieve the programmed mission or the thing that we wanted to achieve, our soul wanted to achieve in this incarnation. And this is why they conspire to support us. This is why. Because aligning with our greatest joy illuminates our greatest light. And the light is what allows others to see. The light is what illuminates our path. The light is what helps us all ascend and expand. So, of course, it would be wrapped into the gorgeous energies of our heart and what we love. And as my guides shared, and as you keep with every choice stepping towards your light, we will continue to create the pathway into the light with all the support, with all the love, with all of the resources, all of the abundance, all of the possibility. How incredibly grateful I am right now in this moment to even read this. And this is not the first time I've obviously heard this or read this over the last couple of days, but how incredible that we have this. We have this team of resources who are literally at our beck and call, and we don't even know it. We can't see them. We can feel them. We can tune into them. We can hear them. And for some of us, maybe we do have our clairs activated where we can't see. Okay. So maybe most of us can't, but some of us can. But how that activates and to essentially share and scale the support that they're pouring into each one of us. And allow me to say, this is not small or limited. This is infinite. This is infinite. This means that with us allowing, which obviously this planet is the planet of free will, we must give consent. We must be okay with it. We don't just receive all this stuff and we don't have to say anything and there it is. Like, no, we must. They have unlimited resources at their disposal. And all we have to do, if you want to put those in air quotes, all we need to do, the simple choice is just to say yes. To say, yes, I invite this in. Yes, I allow. Yes, I surrender to this feeling, to this pull, to this support, to this love, to this infinite source of resources. Y'all, my guides say all the time, it is incredible. If they know your heart is set on something and this is part of your path and this is where you're going, everything is aligning, They make things happen. This is what they're amazing at. It's the logistics. It's not the what, it's the how. It's you want this thing, so that is the what. How is that going to happen? That's all your guides. That is not supposed to be what we're meddling in. And we meddle in it all the time. We're like, okay, I think I know how it's going to happen. This is going to happen, and then this is going to happen, and then this needs to happen. And it's like, no. Hang on. We can speculate all we want. Instead, let's use and leverage this energy that we're creating and thinking about this to say this or greater, this or better. This would be dreamy. But remember, often what we think about is at our ceiling. We think about the most biggest possibility. And then if our ego gets involved, maybe it knocks it down a few rungs. But our guides are working with infinite possibilities. So that thing that we think is kind of like, to them, it's like, that's easy. I got that. Don't you worry. But we must be open to receive. We must be open to receive. Because if we start to meddle in it and we start to say, oh, this is what's going to happen and this is blah, 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 unfortunately, you are limiting your guides because this is your free will. You are expressing your free will. Like, oh no, I don't think that'll happen. I think it's going to be this. This is actually the way it's probably going to be. Knowing me, this is what it's going to be. No. I can only imagine being one of your guides like, no, don't say it. Don't do it. We are only limiting ourselves. And my guides went on to say, and I want to share this specifically because ingest every word, hear every word, feel every word, because this is powerful, y'all. There is nothing we cannot do. Nothing. It is true. Nothing is impossible. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And of course, for our minds, for our human minds, when we hear that and we read it, it's like, okay, like that doesn't sound real. What if it is? Just ask yourself, what if it is? Let's pretend for 5 seconds it actually is. That there is nothing that they cannot do. Absolutely nothing. That nothing is impossible. What if it is actually true, yet we keep acting like it's not? Then what are we doing to ourselves? What is the impact that we see? What if you tried for 24 hours, or you really challenged yourself for a week, and you told yourself that nothing is impossible? As wild, as crazy, as amazing, as big, as just boastful, whatever it is, nothing is impossible. What would it change in your life experience? For your actions, for your feelings, for your day-to-day emotions? I know for myself, it changes everything. And imagine if we open that door and fling it open for our guides, and suddenly we are open to receive, then it's true. Nothing is impossible for us. If we seek the help, receive the help, ask for the support. But remember, these are things that you did. According to everything Dolores has learned, everything I have learned from my guides, we chose everything we're experiencing right now. And we continue to choose it. And it's difficult because we think we're not in control. Because we've been told for the majority of our lives we're not in control. But we are, my friends. And we are connected to the universe where nothing is impossible. As I always say, what you believe is what you receive. And so I don't know about you, and if you want to join me, I would love for you to join me. I believe that nothing is impossible. And if I'm the weirdo at the end of the line, it's way too darn positive for her own good, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because I am already, and I will say this from my heart, in the last couple of calendar months, I have been choosing to surrender, to allow, to invite in this energy. As crazy as it is, as crazy as it feels, as crazy as it sounds, as unreal and, oh my gosh, it feels like a fantasy, I allow it. And I will say this with 110% wholeness from my heart, from my soul to yours. I have never experienced this type of life experience ever. I have never been and felt more grounded. I have never been more connected. I have never felt more loved. I have never felt more intentional and purposeful, like I am walking, running, sprinting, jogging, skipping towards where my heart is, the joy and abundance are together. They are simultaneous. They are one. I am starting to see it. It's starting to seep into my life experience, and I cannot even believe it. But it's because I believe. And what I believe is what I receive. And I'll share one more quote, and then I will leave you with some final contemplation thoughts as well. My guides shared, "It is all yours should you choose, unless you don't believe, unless you do not choose." So this tells me it is all in our hands. It is. It is in our full purview and control and influence. It is 100% in our lap. So what I invite you to contemplate in this beautiful moment of now. What do you choose? What do you believe? Because what you choose and believe, you shall receive. And if you'd like to join me, right now, I'm sure I'm not the party of one, but the party over here, and allowing and opening and continuing every single moment to continue to open just a little bit more, expand a little bit more, open a little bit more, inviting in that gorgeous energy, inviting in that support. Because I will say this, if it is true that in fact we all planned our incarnations and we had it plotted and we anchored it to our heart energy, and what brings us joy is what brings us abundance. And abundance can mean many things. It doesn't mean just money. It can include a lot of money. It can include a lot of things: health, wealth, life, friends, relationships, experiences, joy, love, all of the above, and more, right? This or something greater. So if you would like to join me, this is where my heart is residing, because if this is in fact true, this is where I want to be. This is where within me, there's a vibrational truth that gets so excited and literally is vibrating and like, yes, this is great. Even though my mind might not be able to see it. And I will be very honest, it cannot. To the full capacity, it will never be able to see it. But I believe in magic. And I've already seen things come into my life experience that I've never experienced before because I'm continuing to open and allow. So if you would like to join me over here in this, this joyous place that one day we will see a full picture. But for now, I choose to live in the magic. I choose to believe and understand that the joy and abundance are tied together with a beautiful, gorgeous bow, because that is what speaks most to our heart. And I do believe in speaking most to our heart. We share the most light, and light is expansive. Light is beautiful. I am sending you so much love and light in this beautiful moment of now. And for your ultimate contemplation, what is your greatest joy? Because that, my sweet friend, is where your greatest abundance resides.